In a bold announcement that marks a significant turning point in philanthropic history, Bill Gates has revealed plans to close the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation by 2045. This decision comes as the foundation celebrates its 25th anniversary, having established itself as one of the most impactful charities globally since its inception in 2000. With a commitment to spend down more than $200 billion over the next 2 decades, Gates aims to address urgent global health and development challenges even as geopolitical landscapes shift and philanthropic norms evolve. In an exclusive interview, Gates acknowledged the controversial timing of the announcement, particularly in light of the current U.S. administration's drastic cuts to foreign aid. "You could say this announcement is not very timely," Gates stated, reflecting on the challenges faced by humanitarian efforts today. Yet he remained optimistic about the foundation's potential to achieve its core goals, which include reducing childhood mortality and eradicating diseases like malaria and tuberculosis. The decision to wind down the foundation is informed by a recognition that the world has changed significantly since its founding. Gates pointed out that the foundation has already contributed over $100 billion to various causes, saving countless lives and improving health outcomes worldwide. However, he is also acutely aware of the setbacks caused by recent U.S. policy shifts, especially under the Trump administration, which has seen substantial reductions in foreign aid budgets. According to a study published in The Lancet, these cuts could lead to the deaths of 500,000 children by 2030, while the journal Nature has estimated that halting U.S. aid could result in 25 million additional deaths over the next 15 years. Despite these challenges, Gates and his team see an opportunity to intensify efforts in the face of adversity. "This is the time to go all in," Gates asserted, pointing to advancements in biomedical technology and artificial intelligence that could revolutionize healthcare delivery and education over the next 2 decades. "We will have a genetic cure for HIV," he declared, underscoring the foundation's commitment to invest in innovative solutions that can lead to lasting change. Gates's vision for the foundation's future is ambitious. He aims to ensure that no mother, child, or baby dies from preventable causes and to usher in a world without deadly infectious diseases. He also seeks to lift millions out of poverty, recognizing that health and economic stability are inextricably linked. "If you avoid kids being malnourished, you cut childhood death in half by that alone," Gates explained, emphasizing the importance of addressing malnutrition as a key factor in improving health outcomes. However, the path ahead is fraught with challenges. Gates expressed concern over the rising tide of nationalism and the retreat from global cooperation in many countries, which he believes has weakened the humanitarian impulse. "When countries prioritize their own interests over global well-being, it diminishes the collective will to support those in need," he lamented. He cited examples from the UK and across Europe where aid budgets are being slashed in favor of increased defense spending, highlighting the difficult balance between national security and humanitarian responsibility. As the foundation embarks on this new phase, it faces not only the immediate challenges presented by shifting political landscapes but also a broader evolution in the culture of philanthropy. The emergence of movements like effective altruism has changed the way wealthy individuals approach giving, often focusing on maximizing the impact of each dollar rather than simply donating large sums. Gates remains hopeful that this shift can coexist with his vision of a more equitable and healthier world. Ultimately, Gates believes that innovation and a renewed commitment to global health can yield significant improvements within the next 2 decades. "I think it's objective to say to you that things will be better in the next 20 years, he concluded confidently. As the foundation prepares for its eventual closure, it does so with a commitment to leaving a legacy of progress and a vision for a healthier future for all. The coming years will be critical in determining whether these ambitious goals can be realized amid an increasingly complex global landscape. In a significant shift within the media landscape, Jason Anders has been appointed as the new managing editor of The Washington Post, effective immediately. This appointment comes at a time when the publication seeks to enhance its editorial direction and strengthen its commitment to journalistic integrity and innovation. Anders, who previously held the position of deputy editor at the Post, brings a wealth of experience to the role, having spent over a decade shaping the newspaper's digital strategy and expanding its audience reach. Anders's promotion is not merely a change in title, it symbolizes a strategic effort by the Washington Post to adapt to the rapidly evolving media environment. Jason has demonstrated exceptional leadership and an unwavering dedication to quality journalism, said publisher Fred Ryan in a statement. We are confident that his vision will guide us as we navigate the challenges and opportunities in the news industry. The timing of Anders's appointment is particularly crucial as the news organization contends with increasing competition from digital platforms and the growing demand for real-time information. The Post has made notable strides in enhancing its digital presence, yet the ongoing evolution of news consumption patterns necessitates fresh leadership to capitalize on these advancements. In a related development, the political landscape in Washington, D.C. has encountered turbulence with the nomination of Ed Martin as the U.S. Attorney for the district. As scrutiny surrounding Martin's past intensifies, doubts about his suitability for the role have emerged. Critics highlight a series of controversies from his previous tenure, suggesting that these issues could hinder his confirmation. The implications of this backlash extend beyond Martin himself, reflecting the broader challenges facing the administration's ability to secure key appointments amidst a polarized political climate. In response to the mounting concerns, President Trump has decided to withdraw Martin's nomination, opting instead to seek a different candidate. This decision underscores the administration's recognition of the political sensitivities involved and its commitment to appointing individuals who can navigate the complexities of the legal landscape without further complicating an already contentious environment. Meanwhile, urban development issues are becoming a pressing concern as studies indicate that land beneath some of the country's largest cities is sinking due to a combination of natural and human-induced factors. Areas such as Miami, New Orleans, and parts of California are particularly vulnerable, facing challenges from rising sea levels and groundwater extraction. Experts warn that failure to address these issues could result in significant economic and social ramifications affecting infrastructure and local economies. As the media and political arenas undergo these transformations, the future remains uncertain. The appointment of leaders like Jason Anders at the Washington Post signals a proactive approach to journalism in the digital age, while the political ramifications of appointments like that of Ed Martin highlight the intricacies of governance in a divided landscape. With urban challenges looming, the need for innovative solutions and effective leadership across all sectors will be critical in shaping the coming years. As these narratives unfold, the public will undoubtedly be watching closely, anticipating how these developments will influence the fabric of American society. In a bold move that underscores his commitment to philanthropy, Bill Gates has announced plans to donate more than $200 billion over the next 2 decades. This staggering sum, aimed at addressing pressing global issues, reflects Gates' long-standing dedication to improving health, education, and economic opportunities worldwide. The announcement, reported by the Wall Street Journal, positions Gates as a pivotal figure in the ongoing discourse around wealth distribution and social responsibility among the ultra-wealthy. Gates, co-founder of Microsoft and one of the world's richest individuals, has shifted his focus from technology to philanthropy in recent years. His philanthropic foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has already made significant contributions to global health initiatives, including the fight against diseases like malaria and polio. The foundation has also invested heavily in education reform and agricultural development, particularly in developing countries. Gates stated, "We have the resources to change lives, and I believe it is our duty to help those who are less fortunate." This commitment to philanthropy comes at a time when wealth inequality is under scrutiny globally, further amplifying the conversation about the responsibilities of billionaires. The implications of Gates' announcement extend beyond mere numbers. With global challenges such as climate change, public health crises, and educational disparities, the infusion of this capital could result in transformative initiatives that address these urgent issues. According to recent data from the World Bank, billions of people still lack access to basic health services and education, making Gates' philanthropic strategy not only timely but essential. As Gates prepares to embark on this ambitious journey, the potential impacts are already being discussed among economists and social advocates alike. Experts highlight that targeted investments in healthcare and education can yield significant returns in terms of economic productivity and social stability. Gates' planned giving could set a precedent, encouraging other wealthy individuals to follow suit, thereby fostering a culture of philanthropy that prioritizes systemic change over short-term gains. In another significant development, the political landscape in the United States is shifting as former President Donald Trump has announced a new trade agreement with Britain. This agreement, which aims to bolster economic ties between the two nations, comes amidst a backdrop of fluctuating international relations and economic uncertainty. Observers note that this deal could have ramifications for industries across both countries, particularly in sectors like technology and agriculture, as Trump continues to navigate post-presidency challenges. This trade agreement could serve as a strategic move to reassert his influence on the global stage. Meanwhile, tensions in South Asia remain high as India reported intercepting missiles and drones launched by Pakistan. This escalation underscores the fragile security dynamics in the region, prompting calls for diplomatic solutions to prevent further conflict. Analysts suggest that such military actions could lead to increased instability, impacting not only regional security but also international diplomatic efforts. As these events unfold, they reflect the complex interplay of philanthropy, politics, and international relations in today's world. Bill Gates' monumental pledge to philanthropy, alongside significant political developments, highlights a transformative period in both social responsibility and geopolitical strategy. Looking ahead, the effectiveness of Gates' philanthropic initiatives and the implications of Trump's trade agreements will be critical to watch, as they will likely shape the global landscape in the coming years. The call for collaborative efforts to address pressing issues has never been more urgent, and the actions taken by influential figures in tech and politics will undoubtedly play a crucial role in defining the future. In a dramatic escalation of tensions between two of the world's most high-profile billionaires, Bill Gates has publicly accused Elon Musk of killing the world's poorest children through severe cuts to U.S. development assistance. In an interview with the Financial Times, Gates criticized the Tesla chief for actions he claims are rooted in ignorance, particularly in light of Musk's recent moves to dismantle the U.S. Agency for International Development (USAID). The controversy arose when Musk's newly established Department of Government Efficiency, known colloquially as DOGE, effectively shuttered USAID by declaring it time for the agency to die. This decision, according to Gates, has dire implications for global health and humanitarian efforts. He warned that the abruptness of the cuts could lead to the resurgence of diseases such as measles, HIV, and polio, with potentially catastrophic consequences for vulnerable populations. The picture of the world's richest man killing the world's poorest children is not a pretty one, Gates remarked, highlighting the stark contrast between their public images. Gates, who is committed to accelerating his philanthropic efforts over the next 2 decades and plans to wind down the Gates Foundation by 2045, specifically pointed to the cancellation of critical grants. One such grant was aimed at a hospital in Mozambique that helps prevent HIV transmission from mothers to their babies. Musk reportedly justified the cuts by mistakenly conflating aid efforts with political issues in Gaza, believing, for instance, that U.S. aid was inadvertently supporting Hamas. In the wake of these revelations, Gates expressed a desire for Musk to witness firsthand the consequences of his decision, stating, "I'd love for him to go in and meet the children that have now been infected with HIV because he cut that money." This sentiment underscores the gravity of the situation as Gates vows to spend over $200 billion on global health initiatives in the coming years, a stark contrast to the $100 billion he allocated over the previous quarter-century. Despite the criticism levied at Musk, Gates has been more measured in his comments regarding Donald Trump, acknowledging that the president may not fully grasp the implications of budget cuts on humanitarian aid. Nevertheless, Gates remains staunchly opposed to what he perceives as a threat to 25 years of his foundation's work. Musk, who has previously expressed skepticism about traditional philanthropy, once described it as largely bullshit favoring commercial solutions to social issues. His approach has drawn ire from Gates, who believes that private philanthropy cannot fill the void left by government-funded initiatives, especially given USAID's substantial budget of $44 billion last year. As the feud continues to unfold, the broader implications of Musk's policies could reverberate through the nonprofit and global health sectors. Gates' commitment to a future without the Gates Foundation poses questions about the sustainability of philanthropic efforts in the face of governmental withdrawal. With the foundation planning to allocate approximately $10 billion annually to global health initiatives, the urgent need for cooperation between private and public sectors has never been clearer. As both billionaires navigate their respective ambitions and ideologies, observers are left to ponder how this clash will influence global health outcomes and the future of international aid. The ongoing dialogue between Gates and Musk serves not only as a reflection of their personal rivalry but also as a microcosm of the larger debates surrounding philanthropy, governance, and the responsibilities of the world's wealthiest individuals. As the landscape of global health funding shifts, the stakes for the world's most vulnerable populations remain extraordinarily high. In a concerning trend that highlights the intersection of urban development and public health, researchers have reported a staggering 155% increase in scorpion stings across Brazilian cities over the past decade. The rise in stings, which totaled over 1.1 million between 2014 and 2023, is attributed to rapid urbanization and climate change, creating ideal conditions for scorpions to thrive in densely populated areas. According to a study published in the journal Frontiers in Public Health, the proliferation of scorpions is particularly pronounced in favelas, informal settlements that often lack proper waste disposal and exhibit high-density housing. Urbanization in Brazil has profoundly reshaped ecosystems, stated Manuela Berto Paca, an assistant professor at São Paulo State University and the study's lead researcher. She elaborated, cities unintentionally offer everything scorpions need: plenty of shelter, consistent warmth, and a reliable food supply in the form of urban invertebrates like cockroaches. The urban environment provides scorpions with ample opportunities to flourish, especially in sewers that maintain a warm temperature year-round, devoid of natural predators. Some species can even survive for up to 400 days without food and reproduce without mating, complicating eradication efforts. The situation is exacerbated by climate factors, with hotter summers and erratic rainfall patterns fostering ideal conditions for these creatures. Provisional data for 2024 indicates that scorpions were responsible for nearly 200,000 stings and 133 fatalities in Brazil. And researchers project an alarming total of 2 million new cases between 2025 and 2033. The real scale of this issue is likely far greater than the recorded statistics suggest, the researchers warn, noting that many individuals opt for at-home treatments or neglect to seek medical care altogether. While the mortality rate from scorpion stings stands at approximately 0.1%, vulnerable populations such as children and the elderly remain at significant risk. Symptoms from stings range from pain and swelling to nausea, with most healthy individuals recovering fully, albeit after several days of discomfort. The Brazilian health system does provide free treatment for scorpion stings, and antivenoms are available in select hospitals. If someone is stung, don't wait for symptoms to worsen, go to the nearest healthcare facility immediately, urged Professor Elaine Candiani-Arens from the University of São Paulo. Experts emphasize that prevention is crucial in combating the growing scorpion population. Scorpions thrive in cluttered, humid environments, Paca advised. She recommended maintaining cleanliness in living spaces, sealing cracks in homes, and conducting thorough checks of shoes and clothing. Dr. Manuela Gonzalez Suarez, an ecologist at Reading University, noted that the reported sting figures are much higher than she anticipated, highlighting the need for increased awareness and reporting of scorpion stings. Nevertheless, she reassured the public that while the statistics are alarming, most stings do not result in severe or fatal reactions, particularly when compared to the risks posed by road accidents or violent crime. As Brazil grapples with this burgeoning public health crisis, the interplay between urbanization, climate change, and biodiversity will likely continue to shape the landscape of the nation. The researchers stress the importance of understanding scorpions' ecological roles, advocating for a balanced perspective that recognizes their place in the natural environment. Scorpions are not our enemies, they play essential ecological roles, Pucca concluded. Looking ahead, the intricate challenges posed by urbanization and climate change demand urgent action and innovative solutions to mitigate the risks associated with the rising scorpion population in Brazilian cities. In a decisive moment for the retail landscape, Rite Aid's potential closure of its stores marks a significant shift in the pharmaceutical and retail sectors. The company is navigating the turbulent waters of its second bankruptcy filing, prompting uncertainty for customers and employees alike in several counties, including Lackawanna and Wyoming. As the company grapples with financial challenges that have been mounting over the years, the implications for local communities are profound. The announcement made earlier this month revealed that Rite Aid intends to close or sell the majority of its locations as part of its Chapter 11 proceedings. In a letter to customers, the company reassured patrons that most stores would remain operational for the coming months, allowing continued access to essential pharmacy services. However, the reality is that customers may soon find their local Rite Aid shelves increasingly barren. The company indicated that it would largely cease purchasing goods, focusing only on what it deems essential as it prepares to auction off its assets, including pharmacy and inventory. Rite Aid's financial troubles are not new. The company first entered Chapter 11 in October 2023, overwhelmed by billions in debt and a decline in sales. With over 2,300 locations at that time, the retailer's struggles were exacerbated by a plethora of lawsuits, including serious allegations related to the illegal distribution of painkillers. These challenges have culminated in the planned closures of numerous stores, including those in Scranton, which saw its downtown Rite Aid location shuttered in early 2024. Historically, Rite Aid's expansion, which began with a single store in Scranton in 1962, has been marked by aggressive acquisitions, including the $1.6 billion purchase of Thrifty Payless in 1996 and the acquisition of Eckerd and Brooks stores in 2007 for $3.4 billion. However, these expansions left the company significantly indebted, trailing behind more profitable competitors like CVS and Walgreens. As Rite Aid looks to sell off its assets, it faces the daunting task of ensuring a smooth transition for its customers. The company has stated its intention to sell prescription records to other pharmacies, grocers, or retailers, aiming to provide continuity for those relying on their services. Yet for many, especially in rural areas, this could mean longer travel times to obtain necessary medications. The response from the community has been mixed. While some customers may find alternative pharmacies, the loss of Rite Aid, a long-standing fixture in the retail landscape, will undoubtedly be felt. As one Scranton resident reflected, "It's hard to imagine our neighborhood without it." In conclusion, Rite Aid's impending closures highlight the broader challenges faced by traditional retailers in today's evolving market. With shifting consumer behaviors and increased competition from online pharmacies, the future remains uncertain. As the company moves forward with its bankruptcy proceedings, the impacts on local economies and healthcare access will become increasingly clear. The watchful eyes of the community remain on Rite Aid as it navigates its final chapters, leaving many to wonder what the retail landscape will look like in the aftermath.